Hello, my name's Colin Rankine. I'm the head teacher at Homeschool Social Enterprise. I will be reading you a story from the Bible. Now, the story I'll be reading today is about Adam and Eve. Now, when God created the world, God saw that it was wonderful, and He made Adam and Eve and placed them in a wonderful garden. Now, this garden was beautiful. It had lots of fruit trees and lots of animals, and no one fought. Everyone was happy. And the only thing that God told Adam to do is to not eat of the tree of knowledge. Now, there's lots of different trees around. Orange trees, apple trees, pomegranates, all types of manner of fruit. But the tree of knowledge, God told him, do not eat from that. Because if you eat of that tree called the tree of knowledge, which is over good and evil, you will die. Now, Adam and Eve understood what God had told them, and they lived happily together, playing together, naming the animals, and lived very, very content lives in the Garden of Eden. Now, one day, there was a serpent in the garden, slithering around. Now, serpent is a snake. And the serpent spoke to Eve, saying, Eve, did God tell you you could eat anything in the gardens? And Eve said, yes, I can eat anything I want except from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Because God has told me if I eat from that tree, I will die. But the serpent was very cunning, and he knew how to play with words. And he said to Eve, if you eat of that tree, you shall not surely die, but you will know more knowledge than God himself. So Eve took one bite of the fruit of the tree of knowledge, and she tasted it, and it tasted good. And she handed it to Adam, and Adam also took a bite and found it was good. Then as they enjoyed the fruit, they suddenly realized they were naked. So they ran behind bushes, and they saw that Eve had nothing on, Adam had nothing on. So they quickly got leaves and stitched them together, and they put them round themselves to hide their nakedness. Now, because they're so embarrassed, because they were both naked, they hid in the Garden of Eden away from God. So when it came to evening time, God was walking in the cool of the day looking for Adam. He kept shouting, Adam! Adam! Where are you, Adam? But there was no answer. Adam and Eve were hiding. So as God searched for Adam, God stumbled upon him and said, "Adam, I've been calling you. Where have you been?" Adam was so ashamed. And he says, "Sorry, God. I was hiding from you because I was naked." And God said, thinking this is very strange, "Who told you, Adam, that you were naked?" And Adam immediately said, it wasn't me. It was the woman you gave me. Eve, she made me eat of the tree of knowledge." And God said to Adam, "I told you you should not eat from that tree. You had all the trees, all the fruits in this wonderful garden to eat, but the tree of knowledge, I told you don't eat from it. And you disobeyed my orders." And he turned to Eve, and God said, "Why did you eat from the tree of knowledge?" And Eve immediately said, "It was a serpent. He made me do it. He said I would be just like you, knowing all things." And God said to Eve, "You have been deceived by that serpent." So God said to Adam and Eve, "Because you have disobeyed me, you will have to leave this wonderful Garden of Eden with the sprinkling waters, with the soft grass, with the fruit that bears fruit in abundance. And you will be cast out of my garden. You will be cast out there where you will work the ground, stony and hard, and the trees had thorns and thistles and stingers. And you'll have to build houses and work the land all day." And Adam and Eve were so upset. And God cast them out of the Garden of Eden. And God said to that serpent, "You have deceived Adam and Eve. You naughty serpent. I am going to make sure that you spend the days of your life on your belly for your deception," and cast the serpent out of the Garden of Eden too. So God then sealed the Garden of Eden after he cast Adam and Eve out, and he put an angel with a flaming sword so that no one could ever find it or enter into his wonderful garden again. And Adam and Eve had to go out and work the land and build houses and try and stay warm, just like everybody else. And this was their punishment. No longer would they live in the luxury of the Garden of Eden, where they neither had to plant or grow, because everything was provided for them by God. So, children, there you are, is the story of Adam and Eve. Now, if you would like to have one of our free homeschool pocket Bibles, which tells you a lot of the stories, the Bible stories, and it's a Bible you can carry around with you and read at any time. If you can get an adult to email Colin Rankine at homeschool@live.co.uk, an adult, and I will send one of these to your address so you can read to know more about God and more about the history of mankind. So, thank you for listening, and I will see you again. Bye-bye now.